Hi, this is Sarah from Align with Sarah. This month, December 2023, we are talking about contrast. And sometimes the lack of light can be what helps us find the light a lot easier. So our darkest moment, we can find that glowing ember of hope inside of us. Um, there's a blog out there I would love for you to go check out, alignwithsarah.com. A whole bunch of resources, including the 5 minutes to better you. I'm so proud of that. It's all about self-care and ideas that take 5 minutes or less. It's a freebie. You can sign up for it and then get access to that exclusive content. Um, and you can take it away and find details on the website. I want to talk about a concept of that deals with contrast, and this has been kind of stewing in my head for a while, so it's time to do a video about it. So like any movie or book or story about someone going back in time, there's all this effort that goes into making sure to not change the smallest detail, right? Because that can change the course of history. So that should be very inspiring, where we can see, the thread if we look back and thought, oh, if I turned right and I didn't turn left and I didn't have that fender bender, then I never would have, met the person that was the car repair person and, which turned out to be my uncle or something, um, where there are these little things where we can go back and like remember how we met people, remember, you know, finding 20 bucks on the ground, the happenstance, the circumstance that comes from um, anything. My kids being born is just like a mind-blowing experience in my head that um, if I were to think of 1,000 stories and then a million more, I never would have guessed that the story of me becoming a mom played, all of those things played out. It's really amazing. So anyway, the point of this is that we can take that information and understand the small changes that we make any moment can make this huge rippling effect for our future, for our next moment of now, for even right now. And the key to that is being, here I go again, noticing, listening, and shifting. We make some effort in noticing something new or something that we constantly notice. We can listen to it differently in a new way, have a conversation of hope about it to ourselves or to a friend or uh, to someone that might understand this thing that we're constantly noticing. And then we can shift and we can learn from the shifting. Does it work when I shift and I do this later in the day? Does it work when I talk about my financial goals? Does it work when I, uh, you know, make this effort X, Y, and Z? Or do I need to shift that even more? Am I talking to the wrong person about my financial goal? Am I trying to fit exercise in and it's the wrong kind of exercise? Or is it time to consider like an outside commitment where I have to meet a friend or, have some kind of regular other engagement that's going to be the motivation to help me find that routine? So the noticing and listening and shifting and noticing those small things. Keep going smaller is my advice for if something is not sinking in, something's not fitting into the schedule, the goals that you have are not arriving for you on the path that you're taking, then they might be on a different path, right? So those small changes can have a huge shift. Again, I want to talk about 5 minutes to better you because All of those ideas, again, are 5 minutes or less, very low impact financially, huge results for health. And I think just taking one, so this is, we're coming to the end of week 3, so there's going to be 3 more videos at the end of this week. Oh my gosh, like in 2 days, I think those videos are going to be up. Um, where investing in those 5 minutes, one of those things. So there's three video. Oh, this is what I started to say. There's 3 videos every week. And so now there's 6 videos, 6 ideas. And so in another couple days, there's going to be 3 more, 9 ideas. If you take one out of the 9 and incorporate it and do it, there's doing, we can't just like be with these things and have these things and gather more information. There's also the doing. Pick one of the things. Pick one and do it. Once a day, twice a day, 3 times a day, every hour, I don't care. Pick one thing and do it and notice how you feel when you're done. Big shifts can come from very micro changes. Okay, so that's a spiel. Spiel number 1. A spiel number 2 is going to be connecting to the goal or the vision. And this is such a game changer. So I hope you've made it here to almost 7 minutes of this video. This is the game changer for goal setting, where we'll go back to the financial thing. You have a financial goal, and that financial goal is going to be a certain amount, and the goal is going to be include how you're going to feel when you have that financial goal completed or connected to, and you're in the flow of that goal amount of money for that amount of time. Then it can grow again. But when you're at that place, how is it going to feel? What are you going to do with the money? How is it going to make my life, if this is money coming in, how is this going to make my life better? How am I going to bring it back? How am I going to say thank you for this? I feel like those are standard things to talk about. I want to talk about them again. The thing to be careful with when goal setting is to be sure that what you're including is not what you want. I don't know how to say that very clearly. If your goal is about what you don't want, it is not a goal. It's just more complaining about what you don't have. I want a financial flow is different than I want to get rid of this financial struggle. I want financial flow. I want $8,000 a month is different than if I get one more bill, I'm going to set my desk on fire. So I don't want any more bills. Like that can be a goal. I don't want any more bills. But how does that come about? Are you going to turn off your electricity? Are you going to throw away your cell phone? Are you going to never buy fuel again for your vehicle? What's the plan for that? I want net zero debt. I want zero debt. I want my bills each month, my utility bills to be under 500. Something like that, something solid. If you're saying what you don't want as part of your goal, you have to keep digging into that information to find what it is you want. Well, where are we going? And more financial flow can absolutely come from less money out. But if you're at the point where you want the focus is on the income, then that's what the goal is on. The focus can also be, if you're in a different place, a different mind, a different situation, the goal can also be to increase the money in my wallet, the money in my bank account, with streamlining my bills, getting all the debt under control. Yeah, so there, more than one avenues to get to like the financial flow sort of thing, but being specific about what it is you want. And I love putting a number to things. I love putting a time frame to things. I want $8,000 a month, every month. That's the minimum of my income. I have it on a board over here. I talk about it all the time. And the more I talk about it, the more aligned I get, the more comfortable I get, which means the more I set myself up, I set up my thinking, I set up my awareness, I set up opportunity to be arriving, finding my path and arriving for me as well to deliver me my goal. So that's the spiel number 2 is about goals and visions and stuff. If you are local, we are doing a vision board workshop on December 30th to get our vision of what we want our new year to be. So if you are in the area, you're welcome to join us. It's 1 o'clock on the 30th at the office in Owego, and you can sign up for that online. And it's a free will donation. I just bought poster board today, and I'm going to bring like markers, and I've been gathering magazines and just some stuff that I have around as far as crafting material. And of course, if you have something to share or for your own board, please bring it. I'm going to say one more thing. Spiel number 3. I mentioned this before about if you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to keep getting what you're getting. And I'm going to say it again. That's spiel number 3. If you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to keep getting what you're getting. And that is, when that sinks in, there's layers and layers and layers of that can be incredibly helpful. When it's on the outside and you have this pattern that is stuck in, I can't, it doesn't work, there's nothing for this, and it's so hard, and then it stays on the outside, and there's a lot of effort of like deflecting it. Please let it sit in for a little bit, let it sink in, sit with this, say it. If I keep doing what I'm doing, I'm going to keep getting what I'm getting. Finding places for micro changes is a wonderful investment for your energy. And the realization that what you're doing, thinking, like actually doing, what you're being with, what you're thinking, your actions, your routines, your belief systems way deep in your subconscious mind are manifesting everything in your life right now. So they are busy manifesting the struggle, manifesting the chronic pain, finding something that you can stop doing is a game changer. Finding something that you can add into the routine can be a game changer. Big or little, even just the awareness is huge. If you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to keep manifesting what you're manifesting. So why not manifest something better? We can't change certain things, right? I had this conversation for the last couple days about, and actually I just was the book coming up for January, I guess this is a spoiler alert for my newsletter people, is The Untethered Soul. And right in the beginning, chapter 1 or chapter 2, there's this conversation about how we lose so much energy worrying about these things we can't control. And the weather is one of them. I grew up with a family-based business that was highly determined, the success of it, whether it was raining or cold, hot, what was happening, whatever, uh dry, whatever, you name it. The weather was very weather dependent, and it was seasonal. So there was a lot of stress where income came in this window of these months of the year. And I saw my father, like, losing his mind over the weather person's prediction being wrong. And even being young, I'm like, they don't make the weather. They're just looking at what happened west of us, or like watching, these like, the isobars and the this thing and the that thing, and like making their best guess. And we lived in a mountainous region, so there's also like that whole unknown. Um, I was like this like third person point of view to it because I was young. I wasn't, in charge of the income for my family and whatever, whatever. But stepping back from that and recognizing where is my energy going, and I gotta rechannel that into a place where what can I give that attention that I can control? There's no amount of worry or anger or frustration that is going to change the weather. It's going to happen. And I'm also going to say this, I'm going to look directly in the camera too. There is no amount of worry, frustration, stress, you name the emotion, that's going to change another person. What's inside, how we respond to stress, is all based on whether we feel safe or whether we feel unsafe. That is a perception from our subconscious mind based on history, based on our experiences, based on the emotions that we remember from the experiences that we had. I can reach over, turn this light on and off. You know, I've done it, hundreds of times. The one time that I reach over to turn it off and it shocks me, zaps me in my finger, it's going to probably take a long time for me to reach over and not think about getting zapped the one time out of 1,000 times that I went over to use the lamp. So that one very memorable ouchie experience sets up some thinking for me and awareness for me. So when we have those 1,000 experiences in the negative, it feels like maybe 1,000 bad relationships, or 1,000 um, bad jobs, or 1,000 uh, bills and financial struggle, and and then one success. It is possible to give that one success, or the story that we imagine about the success. And I do suggest that you think of more than one success story. We can give that the attention if we flip those numbers around. If that's the one bad experience that zapped me and the 1,000 that haven't, I can give that the one good experience that enlightens me a lot of thought and a lot of attention. And that age old deal, where our attention goes, energy grows. Okay, that's a lot of spiels, and I hope it's helpful. And I hope you check out the 5 minutes to better you. There's tons of downloadables over there. The journal is now an online course. Oh my gosh, you got to just get over to the website. Please read the blog also. I get so proud of them. There's like 3 years worth, I think, on this website of blogs. So that'll keep you busy for quite a while, and hopefully give you a lot of food for thought. And I've gone through all my notes. My notes are on an envelope today because that's how excited I was. I wrote them down first thing this morning, and it was the first thing that I could grab from the pile of stuff here on my desk. It was the first blank piece of paper. So, uh, a lot of thoughts and a lot to think about. And I'd love to know what all of this means to you. And please let me know. Send me a message, email, text. I'd love if you put a comment below. And I would also love if you subscribe to this channel, because it is growing and growing slowly, slowly, with much love. And I would love for you to be with us for the long haul and join us now. Um, in this small little community. So, okay, thanks so much. I will talk to you again real soon.